In yesterday's video, we reported on Paulo Costa not being on great terms with the UFC at the moment. Paulo claims that since his TKO win over Azamat Murzakanov, he's been asking the UFC for a fight, but Hunter Campbell keeps telling him to wait. Paulo has one fight left on his UFC contract, and today he reposted this on X. It reads, Costa has one fight left on his contract. The UFC knows that if they book him and he wins, he enters free agency with momentum, leverage, and real negotiating power. Hard not to view the constant wait as a negotiation tactic rather than a sporting decision. This is the uncomfortable reality of modern MMA. Fighters are told they're independent contractors, yet their freedom to compete is often controlled entirely by the promoter. At times, the fight business looks less like free agency and more like a modern form of indentured servitude. Justin Gaethje's team roasted him for botching his backflip celebration after defeating Ilia Topuria at the White House.
And I also say one of the luckiest mofos out there. I mean, the last the stretch he's been on the last two. Stop that. The stretch he's been on the last two years. Let's not forget the casino before the Ferrari.
The last 2 years included Max Holloway.
And let's not forget that you landed the first double backflip.
That's true.
Without a broken neck.
Wait, did he? He landed it?
Oh,
Dude,
no.
I mean, boy, he's sucking like a flagpole. It was nice. Like, feet were up in the air. It was nice. Like, he does this move where he rolls off the back of his head. He's very well trained for that.
Kamaru Usman believes Ilia Topuria needed a setback like the one he suffered against Justin Gaethje. Usman says the loss could end up being the experience that shapes Topuria's path to greatness.
I think people are missing from what we do is the spiritual aspect of this. I think Ilia I don't think it was a mistake. Ilia did everything he needed to do to learn the lessons he needed to learn. Now, if that makes him the best ever, that's hopefully we'll see what that happens. It's already written. In order for you to learn that about yourself, you needed to go through something like this. And so he did exactly what he needed to do. For Justin to make a statement like that, he needed to go through the 1 second knockout by Matt. He needed to go through being subbed by Khabib. He needed to feel all of those things to have the greatness, to have a moment like this.
Michael Bisping has fired back at Eddie Hearn. For those who missed it, here's a quick recap of the situation. Bisping recently criticized Tom Aspinall, who has signed a Matchroom talent agency, questioning why his recovery from eye surgery has taken so long and saying something weird was going on. Hearn responded by saying Bisping should be ashamed of himself and accused him of being too close to the UFC to speak honestly about fighter pay. Eddie also challenged Bisping to an online debate. Bisping has now responded on the latest episode of the Believe You Me podcast, saying he wants to have a debate. I'm not having a debate online, but I'm very happy next time I'm in London to sit down face to face, man to man, and have a conversation like that. Okay, Eddie? Let's see if he keeps the same energy. Eddie Hearn was talking shit about me and about Felder too. Really, but he only named me. He said he wants a debate. He said again he wants a debate. He said the word I should be ashamed because I don't want Tom Aspinall to get paid. Why should I be ashamed? I have no idea the money that Tom is getting paid. I'm not part of that. All I ever said, and I think anyone with half an ounce of intelligence can see it, that Eddie Hearn is muddying the waters with something between him and Dana White and his perceived war and beef that he has with Dana. That's all I said. I never mentioned a goddamn thing about his compensation. I hope Tom Aspinall gets paid loads. I hope you can go out there and get him a contract for $30 million per fight. It's no skin off my nose. That's what I want for all fighters. What the f are you talking about, Eddie? That's it. I just had to say that. That's a lie. To say those words that I should be ashamed, I never said that. I just said it's a bit weird that he's not fighting, and Eddie Hearn is now managing him. We all know that. It's absolute horse what Eddie Hearn is saying, and he wants to have a debate. Eddie, all you little shits out there, I don't want you to get it twisted. I care about fighters. We care deeply about this sport, and this is why we are commentators. There's nothing wrong with that. Valter Walker wants a piece of Josh Hokit. In an interview with Home of Fight, Valter said that if he gets a hold of Hokit's leg, he won't let go until he breaks it and sends Hokit into surgery.
Be ready. For this guy is no problem for me, bro. This guy, Josh Hokit, I can block his leg. But please, When he tap, I don't gonna let him go.
No, you
I
gotta let
broke
go,
his
or else you had cut.
No, I'm gonna send him to the surgery, brother. If I take his leg and he tap, I don't gonna let him go. He talks about my country. He talks about Brazilian people. While before, when my leg is broke, he called my name on microphone, you know. But step by step, one day we're gonna meet in the octagon. This is all what matters. One day, his foot gonna be mine.
Daniel Rodriguez respects Josh Hokit as a fighter, but isn't a fan of his character.
When he first came out, I'm not gonna lie, it was original. It was funny. This time around in the interviews, it was kind of like the Vato thing, and he did the 1 minute, the comedy skit, and that was just horrible, bro. Like, I think
I think he needs a new character.
yeah, that one's not it. You know, I think he should just stick to what he started with, and you know. But it's funny though. I mean, he's going out there and he's performing. So I mean, the guy came up with an original character, you know, and he's doing his thing, bro.
Referee John McCarthy appeared on the Ariel Helwani show yesterday and gave his thoughts on the recent criticism surrounding Herb Dean. Alex Pereira has been calling for Herb to be fired following his TKO loss to Cyril Gane, after Gane landed multiple strikes to the back of Pereira's head without being penalized. Herb also received backlash for his officiating in Shara Bullet versus Michel Pereira, where Shara committed multiple fouls, but was only warned and never had a point deducted.
I think everything's fair when you look and you say, you know, is there times when Herb possibly could take a point and he doesn't? Sure, absolutely. But there's times that I can look at and say, all right, let's look at Cody Garbrandt versus, I can't say his whole name, Zhao.
The shots to below the belt.
Yes. How many points did he take?
Was it 2?
2.
Yeah.
On 2 different occasions. So there are times I can point out Herb has been absolutely on top of things and he'll take points. Look, I'm going to say this straight out. Herb Dean is a friend of mine. I love Herb. Herb is one of the nicest human beings that you will ever find. And the one thing I will say is he doesn't want to interfere with the fight. He doesn't, and I don't, and no referee does. The greatest fight I can have is a fight where someone goes, who's the referee of that one? Perfect. Because that means that I didn't have to really get involved. I didn't have to do a whole lot. I got to move around in there and just see things. If I had to say something, I said something to someone, but no one knew about it really. And so it was clean and easy. Those fights happen. Many times they don't. And you have to, you know, involve it and bring yourself into the equation of it. But no referee should ever want to be the difference maker in the fight. We want the fighters to settle that. And you get a lot of people talking about, you know, hey, you know, you should be taking points for this. Every groin shot should be a point taken. Every eye thing should be a point taken. And you look and you go, okay, I wish I could give you a taste of that, because you would hate it and you would be incredibly pissed off, and there would be a lot of fighters losing that did not deserve to lose fights based upon the way you want me to do something. We have to be equitable, and we have to look and say, what's best for the fighters at the moment? What's best for the sport? What did the foul, if there was a foul committed, what did it actually do to affect the fight? If it did something to affect the fight, you should be taking a point.
Conor McGregor shows off his acting skills in an ad for Polymarket. Conor is set to face Max Holloway at UFC 329 next weekend.
You talking to me? We're together, me and you. You're talking to me? You're talking to me? You're doubting me? After all we've been through?
Sean Strickland wants Johnny Eblen to come to the UFC and fight him for the middleweight title. Eblen is currently signed with the PFL and is set to face Impa Kasaganay for the PFL interim middleweight title on July 18th.
First session done with Johnny. This guy's a savage.
You're a savage. You're the f***ing champ.
This guy's gonna win the belt. Let's go to the UFC. He's gonna get one fight, and then we're gonna fight for the belt.
Goddamn
and I don't
right.
know who's gonna win, but we're gonna
Be
fight.
fun. It's
Yes.
gonna be fun.
Daniel Cormier claims that him and Jon Jones were in negotiations for a wrestling match that would have paid both men 7-figure purses. However, DC says Jon just would not do it.
I swear to God, it wouldn't be RAF because they can't afford to pay it. But there's an organization that offers us both 7 figures for a 6-minute match. He will not do it. I'm telling you guys, he will not do it. I'm telling you, and I'm not lying. I went through the negotiations and I said, if he wrestles me, I'll do it. I said, but it's going to be 10-0. I'm going to tech him. I said, but unfortunately, he knows it's going to be 10-0, so he won't do it. So then I said, how about we do a grappling match? He said, no, only submissions. I said, well, why don't we do points, right? Where we win, I don't want to be tied at the end. No points, only submissions. So he won't do it. He won't compete with me in anything that he think there's a chance he will lose in. So give up on the Jon Jones thing. He's not going to do it.
Daniel Cormier also gave his thoughts on Ian Garry, saying he doesn't want an early knockout over Islam Makhachev. After Garry predicted he'd finish Islam in the 4th round, DC advised him to not focus on getting the finish in a specific round.
A person is misguided in their thoughts, and when they're misguided in their thoughts, they set themselves up for a very, very bad night or a bad result. I'm not saying Ian Garry cannot beat Islam Makhachev. What I'm saying is you got to take that as it comes. You can't try to say, I want to beat the #1 pound fighter in the world in a certain round because I don't want it to be a fluke. If you win, it does not matter how you win. It does not matter how you win.
New photos have surfaced of Ilia Topuria following his loss to Justin Gaethje. Here Ilia is seen at a Burger King. He's wearing glasses, so it's difficult to tell how much he's healed, but the swelling appears to have gone down significantly. Here's another photo of Ilia taking a picture with a young fan. Justin Gaethje says he wishes Ilia Topuria nothing but the best, and still believes Topuria can beat anyone in the lightweight division.
I hope nothing but the best for him.
Yeah.
He's very, very skilled. He's got the skills to beat any of these guys, but yeah.
Entertainment, so
I'm excited to watch it.
And that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Scorpio Rising. It's in reference to Paulo Costa practically begging for a fight and the UFC telling him to wait. It says Costa only has 1 fight left on his contract. They're just icing him because he probably doesn't want to extend his contract. The second one's from Panther Loco. It's in reference to Ian Garry saying he wants to finish Islam in the 4th round. It says, when was the last time Garry finished a fight? And the final one's from Easy Peasy 4494. It says, I don't even remember the last time Ian Garry finished a fight. If you want to be featured in our next video, all you have to do is drop a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching.